Hello and welcome back to Sci-Fi Tech. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an Attiny85 Fiber optic RGB LED lamp with using an audio fiber optic cable and an Attiny85 microcontroller circuit. Let's get started. And these are the items that you're going to need to make for this project. The items you're going to need is a Perfboard, a 3-volt button cell battery, 3-volt button cell battery holder, an RGB LED common cathode, an Attiny85 microcontroller, an 8-pin IC socket holder, a push-button lock switch, 4 neodymium magnets, and a 3D printed housing which is going to hold the entire circuit. And you're going to need this fiber optic audio cable. Now, let's go ahead and assemble this project, and let's get started. First, I'm going to start with these 4 components. I'm going to take the 3-volt button cell battery holder and place it into the Perfboard. Next, take the push-button lock switch and place it next to the positive terminal of the 3-volt button cell battery holder. And then take the 8-pin IC socket holder and place it next to the push-button lock switch. I want to place the pin 8 of the IC socket holder right next to the push-button lock switch because pin 8 is the positive terminal, which is the input voltage, and I want to be able to place it next to the switch so that way I could be able to turn the circuit on and off. Clamp down the 8-pin IC socket holder, and now solder everything into place. Solder in 1 pin of the IC socket holder and then press down on the IC socket holder and remelt the solder so then that way it can be flush with the board. And there we go, she'll look just like this. And now solder in the rest of the pins. Connect positive from the positive terminal to the push button lock switch, and then the push button lock switch will connect to the pin 8 of the IC socket holder. Next, I'm going to take this bridge wire, solder in the positive terminal, and now solder to the push button lock switch, and then solder to the pin 8, and then again to the push button lock switch, and now cut off the excess. And now cut the wire that is in between the push button lock switch to open up the circuit. And as you can see, positive from the battery, connect to switch, open circuit right there, switch now connects to pin 8. And it should look just like this. Next, I'm going to take the negative terminal of the 3-volt button cell battery holder and connect it to pin 4 of the IC socket holder. And I'm going to take this wire and connect it together. And there we go. Pin 4 is now grounded. Next, I want to take this RGB LED common cathode and I want to connect all of the anodes to pin 5, 6, and 7, and the cathode to pin 4. And as you can see, I want to place it on the opposite side of the board. This lead right here is the cathode, and these 3 other leads are the anodes. Anodes will go to pin 5, 6, and 7, and the cathode will connect to pin 4. Place it into the Perfboard just like this. And now solder it into place. Next, cut off all of the anode leads. And there we go, she'll look just like this with the cathode that remains. Next, what I need to do is bend over the cathode lead. Bend it over into this orientation. Bend it again, just like this. Next, I'm going to take this negative wire and place it next to pin 4. Place it in just like this. Solder it into place. And solder bridge it to pin 4. And now bend the negative wire over to the cathode of the LED. Solder it together. And there, the cathode is now grounded. Next, I'm going to take a bridge wire and connect pin 5 to the first anode of the LED. There we go, solder together. Cut off the excess. Next, take a bridge wire and solder it to pin 7. And now solder bridge it to the third anode of the LED. There we go, solder bridge just like this. And now cut off the excess. Next, take a bridge wire and solder it to pin 6. And now solder bridge it to the second anode of the LED. Cut off the excess, and there, the LED is now connected to the circuit. And now finally take the Attiny85 microcontroller and connect it to the 8-pin IC socket holder. There we go, just like this. And now take the 3-volt button cell battery and connect it to the 3-volt button cell battery holder. And there, the circuit is now complete. Let's go test it out. Simply push the button. And there, the LED lights up. Good, that means all the LEDs are connected properly. And now it's time to take the circuit and place it inside of the housing. Take a little bit of super glue and place it on top of the LED. And now take this piece that came from the fiber optic cable and place it on top of the LED. Spray some activator. And now connect this piece together and it should stay in place. There we go, just like this. Put some more super glue so it holds in more securely. There we go, just like this. And there, it lights up perfectly. Next, I'm going to take some electrical tape and wrap it around the LED. Doing this will allow the LED light to be more concentrated. There we go, just like this. Next, I'm going to go and shrink the electrical tape. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of super glue and place it on top of the 3D printed cubes. Doing this will allow me to take the neodymium magnets and glue them into place. There we go, should look just like this. And now repeat the same process 3 more times. And there we go, should look just like this. Next, I'm going to take 4 more neodymium magnets. Place them on top just like this. And now what I need to do is connect these magnets to the housing. The idea is that one magnet connects to the lid and the other magnet is attached to the housing. Place a little bit of super glue on the side. Glue it into place to make sure that the second magnet is flush with the rim of this housing. And there we go, all 4 should look just like this. Make sure the second magnet is not glued together. There we go, that looks good. Next, put a small drop of super glue on top of the second magnet. Do that with all 4. Spray some activator. And now put the lid on top. There we go, should look just like this. And now when I open the lid, the magnet should stick. And as you can see, it stays closed. And now it's time to modify the fiber optic cable. What I want to do is clamp it down and pull off this piece instead of cutting. There we go, just like this. Next, what I need to do is take a drill and make this hole bigger. Next, I'm going to measure out the fiber optic cable, and I feel like 25 centimeters is good. So now I'm going to go and cut a bunch of fiber optic cables to 25 centimeters. And there we go, just like that. Next, I'm going to carefully remove the insulation from all of the fiber optic cables. what I'm going to do is take the X-Acto knife and cut it in an angle. Cut it layer by layer, carefully. And now pull out the inner cable. There we go, just like that. And now repeat the same process, but even more carefully. There we go, just like that. And now I've revealed the acrylic fiber optic. And now pull it out, just like that. And there, now I have the fiber optic cable. And now repeat the same process with the rest of them, and it should look just like this. This piece right here that I glued to the LED is now not needed, because the original idea is to have it glued to the LED and take all these fiber optic cables and connect them inside of that little hole. But these fiber optics are a little bit too thick, so what I need to do is place the LED directly to this little piece right here, and as you can see, the LED light shines perfectly inside. And what I'm going to do is take all the fiber optic cables and stuff it inside of this piece right here. Place them all just like this. There we go, just like that. And now what I need to do is twist them into the proper angle that I want. Placing all the fiber optic strands evenly will allow the LED light to shine through it evenly. There we go, just like that. Take a little bit of super glue to glue it together, just like this, and this will allow the LED light to shine through better. And as you can see, it has too much surface tension. So what I need to do is break the surface tension by taking this wire and poking the glue to make the glue go in between. Spray some activator, and there, should look just like this. Next, what I'm going to do is take some shrink tubing and the circuit with the LED, and I want to take the shrink tubing and place it over this piece right here, and then take the LED and place it inside. Take the shrink tubing, cover it just like this. Place the circuit inside the housing and make sure that the LED is sticking out through this hole. And now, take the shrink tubing and cover the LED. And now it's time to shrink it. And now take one drop of super glue, place it right there just like this. Push it down. Spray some activator, and there, this piece is now in place. And there we go, the project is now complete. Close the lid. And now, let's see how this looks in the dark. Ah, as you can see, this looks very beautiful. Very nice. And there you have it. Now you know how to make your very own Attiny85 Fiber Optic RGB LED lamp with using a few simple components. Thank you for watching SciTi Tech. I hope you learned something new, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course click on the bell icon to be notified for future SciTi Tech videos. Till the next tech, goodbye.